and Whittington Health, which says belting out a tune has a host of benefits and could be an effective and low-cost therapy for those with lung conditions. Well, Dr Myra Stern, who published the study, joins me now. Now, Dr Myra, what was the starting point for this research?
Well, about 2.5 years ago, I heard about singing as a therapeutic intervention for patients who are breathless with chronic lung disease, and it seemed to make a lot of sense. And we were fortunate to get funding from a charitable donor to start a group for patients who have chronic long-term lung disease and who feel breathless. And we employed a very highly trained music therapist who came along each week for an hour. And the group gathered pace very rapidly and are still singing away. And this was a study that we did to look at some of the qualitative outcomes, some of the benefits for quality of life for these patients, which was extremely positive, not surprisingly.
So what did they report back to you about their experience, how it changed, I suppose, their breathing and improved it?
Well, there were 4 themes that emerged from this study. The first was that it gave them control over their breathlessness, and they felt that many of the breathing techniques that they learned during the singing classes could be used during episodes of breathlessness at home. The second thing was that, in a similar vein, they felt that they had mastery over their illness, that they could control their lives much better. Thirdly, they felt that there were extremely important psychological benefits. They felt better. And for me, probably the thing I witnessed most was the friendship and community that came out of this. These are people who are often very isolated because they're breathless, and they gradually developed a group who meet for coffee before the singing groups and who meet outside of that, and that came through very strongly in the study.
And do you think that's one of the key things? We often talk about the power of the voice and how it is so beneficial in lots of ways, but do you think it was the fact that they came together in a community that added to their overall feeling of well-being?
I think there's no doubt about it. There are other interventions that do that for breathlessness. There is an intervention called pulmonary rehabilitation, which is a highly evidence-based intervention. This is something different in that it is specifically focused on breathlessness and breathing control. So I think together with the friendships and the joy that singing brings, this is a very good combination. It's really cheap. I think we have a huge challenge to persuade commissioners to invest in this, but I think probably if we measured patients' endorphin levels at the end of each group, we'd have a very hard outcome.
Well, it's a fascinating study, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I know they're still singing. Amazing.
They are.
Brilliant. Dr Myra, thank you very much for coming in. Now, it's a busy month for London's